Okay, we're back with some diplomacy, an integral part of this Mediterranean Empires game. And there's certain restrictions. They got certain types of diplomacy here. And I'll show you right here what it is. You can activate a neutral power as an ally, which is the best, I think, out of all the options. Revert to neutrality, a power allied to the opposing side, or revert a power that is a vassal of the other side to neutrality. You could also, they don't have it listed here, try to make a player may attempt to turn a neutral power into a vassal state. And the only difference I'm seeing here is on the tables that you roll this on. And we'll come up here real quick. You can see that the vassalage attempt is a little bit easier. You can gain that with a 4, but it's got more restrictions. Now what I'm wanting to do as the French adjunct player, and he gets to go first, I'm looking at to try to flip the English on over here in the Duchy of Guyenne, or Guyenne, or whatever it is, to my side. But if I go the easier route and make them a vassal, I can do less with their units. If I make them an ally, so I think that's what you pretty well want to do here. Is make these guys allies. Now, key thing here is you need what's called, we dealt these stratagem markers, and you can see here that the French and Jew got one more stratagem marker than the Aragonese. And another key thing is, and you wouldn't be looking at these if you were playing another opponent, or this is my political or my solo game, is the French and Jew has 2 political markers. He has none. He does have the Pope marker though, so we'll have to investigate into that. But yeah, so to do any of these diplomacy rounds, you get to do it in 3 rounds. You have to play a marker, and when I try to make that English units an ally or a vassalage, he can try to thwart the attempt. Player conduct a blah blah blah, and then player B alternate. Each player attempts a diplomacy, vassalage, or rebellion once per game turn. The opposing player may attempt to thwart an attempt by expending 1 political marker. Well, if we do this the right way, I'm going to announce that I'm going to do this, and I expand a marker, I believe. And the only way he can thwart the attempt is by expanding one which he don't have. So I would have free reign. Now they have this going in 3 rounds, which is strange. I guess I'm doing it right because there's not that many markers. You don't have any, so 3 rounds is a lot of rounds for people that don't have markers, and you need markers to play diplomacy. So I'm going to go through this again. Something ain't feeling right, and we'll make sure that's a procedure, but that's what we're looking at. We'll be right back. So on with the diplomacy. Player A goes first. The opposing player. Let's see here. The player announcing the attempt must expend, return to the pool, 1 political marker. So out of my markers here, the French and Jew puts 1 back into the cup, and I am going to attempt, I guess, revert. Let me see. I will activate a neutral power as an ally. The attempting player rolls 1 dice and consults the diplomacy table. Modify the result with the modifiers. The modified result is an alliance. The attempt is a success. Implement the result immediately. Now, the opposing player may attempt to thwart the attempt by expanding 1 political marker. Okay, well, Aragon has no political markers to thwart it with, so the attempt will proceed unmolested, I guess. Alright, what are we doing here? Rolling 1 die, and the result is a 3. It's pretty neutral. Let me look at these results here, these modifiers, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. You can see here diary modifiers mostly deal with Genoa, Venice and Genoa, and we're not doing either of those, but it says add the diplomacy rating of a king or a pope. It can only be used once per turn, so I'll add the rating. About that, hit the wrong button. I'll add the rating of my king, which is only a 1. Huh. That might not get it done here, people. Oh, what other modifier will I get for the French and Jew? Opposing player may attempt a thwart attempt, so that is it. Add diplomacy rating or king or pope can only be used once. So adding a 1 means a 4, and this is a diplomacy attempt. You can see there under the 4. No effect, so that hurts. Alrighty. That'll be my round. The next round we'll go over to the Aragon player, but he does no political markers to do anything with. So next it comes back to me for round number 2. Player A, the French Aragonese, and it says here, opposing player may attempt to declare. Oh, shoot. Let me look through this real quick. Can you do it more than once? I think I just seen that. Players can only attempt vassalage against the neutral powers that are not currently a vassal of the opposing side. Okay, well, that's fine. Does it say anything else? Players cannot use politics to change the status of France or Anjou. Well, that's fine. I think I seen something else here about if I could do this again. I'm pretty sure I can. Alright, I gotta look through some rules. We'll be right back. Alright, the only stipulation I see is the player may only attempt 1 diplomacy, 1 vassalage, and 1 rebellion per game turn. So we will go back and we will try a vassalage this time, I guess. Expanding a political stratagem marker and rolling underneath the vassalage table, adding 1 to my die roll for my king, and we're going again, sending our diplomats over here to the Duchy of Guyenne and trying to talk these English into joining our side. We need a high die roll. Oh, we don't get it. That's a failure. Alright, no effect. That'll be round 2 because then it passes to the Aragonese. They have no political markers. So then it'll be round 2 done. Round 3 will be my turn, or rather the French and Jews. And they have no political markers. So he'll go to here, no political markers. That will be it for the political phase. Alright, so you can see how that works. There's not much that can happen in that phase so far. I mean, every once in a while, but we have not been able to change anybody's minds because we don't have many political markers. Alright. Joint political phase is done. Return diplomacy markers up to strategy pool. Next is the joint recruitment phase. Collect treasury points. We'll be right back. Alright, back here with the treasury points again at recruitment phase. And player A, France and Jew, gets to go first. And one thing I'm noticing is we get 1 extra point for Syracuse. You get a treasury point for each city under the totally controlled area. So we'll get 1 for him. I'm going to go ahead and count these on up. I don't see anything else. You can only have a maximum of 10. And there was we'll get to that one with the Aragonese player because he's got vassals and allies, but till then I think it's just a straight shot at counting cities for the player A. We'll be right back. Now here's how I'm counting these on up. 1 for Syracuse, 2, 3. We don't get 1 for here because it's not totally controlled. 4 and 5. That's it for the that's it for the old French player. Now also we got stratagem markers. We can turn in a trade, and well, that might be it. Let's look and see here underneath the stratagem definitiones. Trade marker during the joint recruitment and of the current turn. Player gains additional 2 treasury points return, so it'll be 5, 6, 7. We'll have some trade in the Mediterranean, and treasury points for the French will be up to 7. All right, let me look and see if we now add him up for the Aragon player, and or if I spend these first. We'll be right back. All right, yeah, it's Aragon player's turn, and we'll give him one for Sicily here. Now, for vassal states, it says, oh, where did I see that at? If the neutral power is vassal state, the player rolls one die for each city under the control. 1 to 4. Aragon. 1 to 5. You don't get one for that. Alright, so he doesn't get a treasury point for this city, so he's got, oh, let me see here. One for city in Sicily. Where else we going on here? 2. Good thing I got these things garrisoned. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm seeing 8 for him. Alright, gold. He does have gold. So let's go here. Look under the markers. And I'm pretty sure he does, but we're just reading it just for my learn through. And we got gold during recruitment phase 1. Alright, so we're at 8, 9, 10. But the thing of it is, I guess I'll keep him there. Do they go from time to time? Because he don't have anybody to be buying. So, let's just keep my let's keep my gold. I'm hanging on to it as the Aragon player. I get 8 treasury points, more than them, but it's a matter of what you can buy, and unless you can buy more kings. Yeah, I don't see where I got any units, and I don't know if these build up. You only have 10 anyway, so I'm gonna hold on to my gold. I think hold on to my stratagems. All right, we are done with that then, I guess. And recruitment phase collects treasury points. If either player lost a king in previous game turn, that player may randomly pick a new king. Who lost a king? Oh, and you lost a king. So randomly pick a new one. Alrighty, let's go ahead and flip this on over. Move around here. And see who the new king will be for an NG player. Oh, an 01. Where do I put him? That player or players picks a new king. Full player treasury points will below respective each player should load units from their respective pools. Each player should roll 1 die. Okay, then they roll to see who goes first for recruiting units, but I guess I'll just put him here. I guess any place I can have my units. And a new king is there for the French and Jew. Alright, now roll to see who gets to place units first. Let's see here. We'll play the treasury points. Respect. Oh, my apple pie is ready. I'll be right back. Alright, nothing like a nice fall day. And here, where I'm at, in the Midwest, our foliage is at peak right now, but it's a windy day today. But it's a little bit late. I think it usually comes around the end of October, and we're a couple weeks into November, and it looks nice out there, nice and cool, a little bit windy. I need to get out there and get that yard all cleaned up with the leaves, but I'm still kind of on a little bit of back injury. Had a day off today, that's why I'm able to play some games, but we're going to roll and see who gets recruit units first. And it's tied. That means the French get to go first. All right. Well, I don't see. Well, let's see here. We've got himself a few units. Whoa. France has got a bunch of units. That's right. They lost a bunch. Here's who our player pool is. We have a bunch of units. Yeah, that's right. We lost a bunch. Alright, here you go. This is where my player pool. And it says both player treasury points to recruit units. Place one unit for. Alright, each player should roll one die. What do you got? The player with the higher die roll may choose to place one unit or two levy units first or second. Players then alternate purchasing units until both sides have completed their recruitment for that phase. Alright, so let me see here. Yeah, recruitment cost summary. Field Army. 1 treasury point. 7 to 6. And I get a Field Army. And I will place him where? I guess it'll be an obvious spot. Definitely the front line. Now, can I place him in a spot that's contested? Rule clarification time. Yep, any friendly, not totally controlled area. All right, so I guess we have to meet those limits too. But it's time to build up forces, so I will put me a Field Army right here. We need to knock these guys out of here. All right. Next for the Aragonese player. Now he only has 1 unit to recruit. And I believe these are levies. Let me look real quick on the pictures. Oh, raiders, yeah, levies. Half a point. So let's move him down from 8 to 7. And he's gonna put himself some levies someplace. Huh. I guess the only spot would be right here. There you go. Alright, back to player A. And now we'll be right back. Alright, we're gonna use 1 treasury point to place 2 of these guys. Because it says they're only half. We're placing them down here in Sicily. So Sicily's getting a big boost of forces. And now we'll switch on over to the Aragon player. He has no units to put on, so that'll be that for him. Aragon is playerless, so it's all about the French player. Alright, another 1 for a Field Army. And we will just look here. Let me go ahead and spend. I think I got 1, 2, 3 and a half. So I'll be right back when I'm done with the deployment. Alright, we're back. And player A, French Anjou, got 2 treasury points left. They have spent and recruited all their units. They have built up from what they lost. The only thing is, they're a lot poorer than the Aragon player, if that comes into play. And here's how we went ahead and built them up. Almost everybody back in this little spot here. Come on down here, or go into a contested spot that's been fighting in for 10 years. It says, and I added some levies over here just for good measure in case anybody wanted to get froggy. But that will do it for the joint political phase. We are now ready to recruit units. We see players then alternate purchasing units until both. Yep. Alright. Player A goes first. Operations in the next 10 years of empires on the Mediterranean. We'll be back. Alright, back to game turn 2 of my little learn through the Mediterranean empires. And not much going on diplomacy, or rather diplomatic wise. And that's mostly has to do with the stratagem markers, or rather the strategy cards. Instead of cards, they give you these little chits. But gotta have diplomacy chits to conduct diplomacy. And on a diplomatic front, nothing's going on. More chances for the French to do diplomacy than the Aragon player. But it's mostly building up military. Aragon's got most of his military already on the board. And luckily for the French, they had enough treasury points to get most of their military back. They lost last turn, so it is operations time. So we move and conduct operations. Get to see what's up for player A. Be right back. All right, we're opening up the year or a decade of 1291 to 300. What's the massing of forces in eastern Sicily? All right, now we roll our dice for our operational points. And let me see here. Got a little bit. Okay. Here we go. This is for the king of Anjou. I don't know what his name would be and what time of year, but I guess we could look that up. They give you all that information in that packet of that magazine, Strategy and Tactics. But there we go. And he gets a 4. So, operational points. Now, hold on. Was that 1 or 2 dice? That seems like a low number. Facing player then rolls 2 dice and results. All right, so he gets another one. Another 4. Okay, there you go. There you go. 8 operational points. That's better. All right, so this is what we're going to do here. He's moving on up. We will move, and it says here, ground movement. 1 per area entered. So he will move from here into this little spot. And player A is on the move. Seeing how good diplomacy will let the might of military means decide our fate. Alright, there you go. He's moving on in there. There's going to be a combat. We'll get the units ready to go. We'll be right back. Alright, now it says I could have added to the die roll by adding his value. I don't think he's got one. I have to see which value it is, but I'm not going to do any of that or expand any strategy markers for his operational points because I think I got plenty to do whatever I need to do, and that's just fight this battle. I got other plans for him later, but that's next game turns and stuff. So for now, this is the battle's on. We'll be right back. All right, then. Flipping these units over, and we got some. We got some levies and a field army in Sicily. All right, well, we're going to try to avoid battle. Maybe wear down his operational points. I don't think we can do that, but we're going to go ahead and try to avoid the battle. The non-phasing player has the option of trying to avoid combat. Rolls 1 die. Alright. If a king... modified. Yep, nothing there. Alright. So, Aragon. Player B. Rolling 1 die. Need a 5 or a 6 to have any good result to escape. He gets a 1, so the battle's on. No escaping. Alright. Raids and field battles. I think we've done this before. And what do we need there? Raiders. Gotta have that raid combat. Count as your 2 units. We don't have any of those right here. We got nothing but levies and field army, so we'll be probably a field battle because we get modifiers. So field battle down here in western Sicily and determine the fate of the island. Probably. We'll see. Be right back. All right. Little note to self. And what I should have did is activated that force, but I'm going to leave 1 there. So I'm just activating this force. I don't think it's hopefully it don't make no difference in the battle outcome, but yeah, y'all just got to keep these cities garrisoned. I think when it says totally control, though, it says, we'll look right now. I'll look at our rules and make sure there isn't a stipulation that it's the last army that passed through. So we'll be right back. All right, key stipulation, total control, an area that is occupied by land units of one side and where the opposing side does not have land units in the area, or powers allied to a side can establish total or partial control. Okay, that's good. If there are no land units in the area, the last side that had total control, okay, it does come to effect. Both sides have, okay. Partial control, both sides have land units. Collect, yeah, from areas in partial control, okay. So therefore I was okay with moving this. And you don't have to have them garrisoned to get treasury points. So that makes sense too, but you just got to remember who the last person was in there. So I don't know if there's a way to get a blue marker or red marker in there, just when you're like me, in my late 50s and suffering from early signs of Alzheimer's. But anyway, all right. Well, that's what we're gonna do. This is Anjou controlled. Huh. Where can we get there? We got any markers? Alliance, French, Anjou. Don't really say that yet. All right. Well, anyway, commencing with the battle. Moving into Sicily. Be right back. All right. So Anjou and his king moved on in, and a smart move by the Sicilians was to try to get the hell out of the way. But when you're on an island, I guess it makes sense that you can only run so far. So anyway, they couldn't avoid battle. And we're getting down to it now. The key thing to all battles in this game are the initiative. We're going to roll the initiative die roll. And facing player declares the attack against enemy units in the active force's current area. Players to determine the initiative. Both players secretly determine the number of military advantage and or ambush markers that are expand to modify the die roll. Oh, what are we looking for here? We're looking for military advantage? Huh. Or ambush. Alright, let's look back here. Where's, military advantage. What's that say? Oh, it is a marker, okay. Alright, well, no. We'll see here. Piracy, gold. I will use an ambush marker. Piracy, siege train. What's siege train? Oh, give me a siege train. Plague, piracy, military advantage. Ambush, raid. I've not seen siege train anywhere around here. What happened? Oh. Alright. Looking here, looking for siege train. Oh, we'll be right back. Alright, well here it has the stratagem explanations. And there is no siege train. I have no idea what the siege train marker is all about. Trade, Pope, Plague. I mean, I'm not missing anything here. Sometimes I gotta wonder about myself, but yeah, I'm just not seeing it. So, typo number 1 for the game. I don't know what a siege train would do. I don't want to have any house rules. You know, I was just watching Players Aid, and they were talking about how they don't do the house rules. Every once in a while I might, but very seldom. I'm like them. I kind of believe that, kind of hoping the people to put the game together know what they're doing, but I don't see anything about the siege train, so we might not do that one. Now, he will have what do you call it? Ambush marker. But that'll be it for the die roll modifiers. So, like they say, we'll secretly act like we did it. And let's get on with combat when we're back. Alright, sometimes, things are just like a snake that bites you in the ass. It says Coup de Main and Siege Train. Okay, I didn't look at the other one. When to use attacker only during a field battle. Alright, so it does say here the ambush. You can only use this one. You can use this for an initiative die roll. Alright, there's other things you can do. So here we go. We have got it straightened out. Be right back. Alright, we're back then. We have to look and see on this initiative die roll. Siege train used during a field battle. So the French Anjou player will not be able to use the siege train for the initiative roll. Now an ambush marker. Where are we at here? Alright, so the siege train that the Anjou French player has cannot be used. It's only attacker only during a field battle, so they could use it during the field battle coming up, but during this initiative die roll, that modifier doesn't help. Ambush, however, can be used during the initiative battle. with a +1 die roll modifier. Use it the same game turn. Return to force pool. So we have to decide. I think I am going to the player B. The NG player is going to have a +1 to his die roll modifier, putting us back in the pool. And they're using an ambush. So let's roll a 4 versus a 3. Alright, now you also, we got a king with us. So let's see what goes on here. Oh, let me see. Other players are combat. I was on the right page to begin with. Unfair, try to avoid combat. Freeze a player, determine number of military advantage markers. Friendly contains a king. King's second number. Alright, so that means it's a 4 on each one. Players determine the number of. Here we go here. The non-phasing player wins all ties. Determines. Alright, so Sicilians have the initiative. We'll be right back. Alright, well, all Sicilians get to do is pick the combat table. And for on this table here, Raiders count as 2 units, but other than that, that's it. So we'll make the Sicilian player will determine, since he's got the initiative, that it's going to be a raid. So there you go. The next thing we do is phasing player totals number of attacking units. Kings are not counted. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the raid table, Raiders are counted as 2 units, and that's it. So all we can do is attack with a 5. So that definitely helps picking that table. Determines the table in step 3. Rolls 1 die, modified. Rolls 1 d6 modified die roll in the order given. Alright. So this is the attack against the Sicilians. We got a big 6 modified by. If the attacking force contains a king, add the king's military value, right number. He does have a king and it's a 1, so 6 goes up to 7. If the attacking unit contains a mercenary unit, nope. If the defending force contains a mercenary unit, nope. If the attacking player expand 1 stratagem marker that applies to the attacker, no, I'm not. Defending marker, nope. The player then cross references, so that'll be a 7 on the raid table. We're down here with a 7 plus. And we got how many units? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 4, 5. Oh wow! Check this out. Kick some Sicilian butt this time. 5 units. All right. Decisive victory with the stratagem marker. I didn't use a stratagem marker. Let me read this. I'll be right back. I did that wrong. I guess the last battle, I don't know what I did, but here's what it means. It's a decisive victory with a stratagem marker. The defending side eliminates all units. The attacker may randomly pick 1 stratagem marker, so that's what it means. That just means you get an extra bonus because you kicked butt so much. So here's our stratagem marker. We'll put them over here. Let's flip these all over. Well, I guess we can keep them up this way. And that is a trade marker we just got. And all these Sicilian units have been eliminated. More Sicilian units in the force pool. And here we are. We gained this one all of ourselves. We'll put this marker back over here. And we need to mark down another city that we didn't have before. Palermo. I think I can pronounce that one. I'll be back. Alright, so he has turned sideways to signify he has moved. We're going to straighten up some of these Sicilian units here. We got field armies, we got levies. So they are available to recruit to whoever can recruit them. We'll have to look at that at the next recruitment phase. But we get these guys straightened out. Here, and I guess we got everything there. Okay. Alright, there you go. Now that is that force. They have op points remaining, but they're not going to do anything else. And now I will get me another force going. One of the key things, though, is that I wanted to move in here because my fleet is here with the city. I think my next force might be all these fleets. See if they got the capacity to take these guys. And I might want to move my force on up here. An invasion plus another land incursion. And we're going to kick us some Argonese butt. But they'll be able to intercept. We got all kinds of fun coming. Next operations. Be interesting. Be back.